This is Suburban On Air and Cohen in the City. Here is Mike Cohen.
Well, it's a family reunion I have here on Cohen in the City for the Suburban, and Lisa Anella is the owner of Ayisha Anella Advanced Esthetics on St. Catherine Street in Westmount. She's an iconic figure, and she plans to retire after 47 years in business. And to celebrate her career, not only am I joined by Lisa, but her two multi-talented daughters. Ayisha Issa joins us from Vancouver, and you probably know her if you watch CTV or NBC or now Netflix. She plays Dr. June Curtis on the hit CTV show Transplant. And Karima Zakia Issa is a successful filmmaker, and I was really impressed with your website and some of the work you did, let me tell you. So really excited to have the three of you here. So Lisa, let's start off with you. You are retiring, but not before you find someone to take over your business and service your clients. Is that your goal in life right now?
Yes, absolutely. That is my goal, because after 47 years here, owning the aesthetic business, advanced aesthetic business here in Montreal, I developed a clientele who is very loyal and who come to expect a high quality skincare service and products for their home care. And not just the actual products, but the clear recommendation and guidance on how to use these products in order to achieve best results. And now that I'm retiring, my aim and my desire my biggest desire actually, is to find someone who will take over the business and offer same high-end service, skincare service to my clients, because I feel devoted and responsible to them because of the amount of years that they have supported me and with their loyalty, and
they've been asking you a lot.
And they're asking me. They're actually asking me, Lisa, find me someone. You gotta find us. You gotta find us someone. Yeah. You know, so I'm really actively looking now to find someone to take over and give them the care, not just to buy a business, but really to care for my customers and make them feel, welcomed and continue to have the results and have that same warm reception that they're used to. Yeah. So I'm really, that is my aim.
Well, Lisa, you and I go way back from the Suburban. I wrote stories about you many moons ago. You haven't aged at all in all those years. It's incredible. And so I'm privileged that we're kind of breaking this story here on the Suburban's video network. Now, let me ask each of the daughters, Karima first. There was no interest to go into the family business ever, Karima?
I actually, out of the two of us, I probably worked here the most growing up and stuff in like my early 20s and stuff. I do like a lot of admin stuff and, all the paperwork that no one loves to do. But yeah, my sister and I are both in different industries now. So although it's a great business, it's something that isn't fully aligned with what we're up to.
Right. And Karima, the same question to you. Ayisha, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, strangely enough, my sister's right. I think my sister worked there the most out of the two of us, but I'm the one who went to school and studied aesthetics for some time, because I was the one everyone thought was going to be the one to take over the business. So it's funny because I was the one who was expected, I think, to do that. Like it made the most sense. But Karima was the one who actually worked the most there. I did most of my work there when I was like quite young. I used to go and like organize the products and, greet the clients and answer the phone. And, I learned a lot of my work ethic from that experience. But same situation where it just unfortunately isn't feasible to take it over now.
Yeah, of course. Where did you study aesthetics?
It was at the Centre de Formation Professionnelle à Verdun.
Our premier would be very happy, Premier Legault, that you studied in French.
Yeah, I did that. I did actually take that course in French, and I didn't complete it because that's just my track record with school. But I enjoyed it, and I had a massive head start over my classmates because of the
Right.
quality of work that my mom was teaching us.
Yeah. So Lisa, you have a really interesting backstory. You came to some time ago, and you had some challenges and you overcame them. What would you like to tell us about your life, your 77 years on Earth?
Oh, do you have like all year?
No, I have you have about 60 to 90 seconds to answer that. What are the main highlights, would you say,
Well,
of what you overcame? What was the biggest challenge you had to overcome?
Well, if we're gonna speak about when I came to Montreal, for example, first of all, the shock of the weather. That's one thing, because I never saw anything like that in Jamaica, where I was born, or in Europe where I lived. I mean, I studied in Italy, in Milan, and we didn't have this kind of weather. I worked in Rome for 1 year, and of course, it's pretty warm there in comparison to here. So that was definitely, the weather was one thing. And working with clients, I don't know, I eased in very easily. It was fantastic. I was well received, welcomed. I was lucky to have gained good skills in Milan. So it was very easy for me to provide those services to the clients. And that was fine. When had to open my business, I didn't even realize that it was hard, because I just plunged in there, and it was difficult to get loans. That was the hardest.
Right.
It was just horrible. I couldn't get the loans, so I always had to work, save up, and buy a machine, and then work. And I always wanted to stay on the forefront of providing services. So I was buying expensive equipment. So it didn't allow me to amass any wealth, really, as such, because each time I'd have to put it back into equipment, and then work again, and then put it back in equipment again. Some of the challenges I also faced many years ago was renting. It was like it was, let's say, even exciting when I did get warm reception from a building. It wasn't like that's easy and straightforward.
How long have you been in, Lisa, how long have you been in Westmount for?
Oh, I started out in Westmount, believe it or not. I started right in front of the old Steinberg's, which is now Metro, on Victoria Avenue.
Right.
Started
So you started, so we can say that you began your professional career 47 years ago in Westmount, and you're finishing it there, because I want to send this to Mayor Christina Smith. So I want to make sure I have my facts straight.
Yes, I started out here and did the tour de ville, because I was on Monkland when I met you, remember?
Yeah.
And then I ended up back here in Westmount. I've been back in Westmount now for over 25 years, maybe 30 years I've been back.
Okay, well, good enough for you to sign the golden book, as far as I'm concerned. But we're going to get this message out to Westmounters. Let me just turn to Ayisha. Ayisha, you recently became the first ever ambassador for the Batshaw Youth and Family Centers, the Batshaw Foundation. I was very proud to hear that, because working at the English Montreal School Board, we're very involved with Batshaw. And then I was even more excited to hear that you went to Westmount High and you went to Mind High School. What recollections do you have from Mind High School, where we've seen a lot of people graduate and do very well for themselves in the entertainment industry?
Yeah, well, first of all, I have my mom to thank for that, because she was always really on top of my schooling and my education, and very kind of always looking for the best opportunities for me to learn and be successful. And so she was fine with moving me from one school to the other. I went to Villa Maria. She put me in private school to see if that would work for me. She put me in Westmount, that has a very strong, academic program. I think Camilla went there, if I'm not mistaken. She was at Westmount. And then when necessary, she moved me to Mind, where I had the support that I needed to excel and to kind of figure out what it was that I needed as an individual to learn. So I have diagnosed with ADHD, for example, which can make traditional schooling systems very challenging. Mine has a system where they give us a lot more autonomy, but they also teach us to be more responsible for our learning. And so there's a little bit more leeway in how we go about coming to the conclusion. And as long as we get to the end point, as long as we submit those projects and complete our homework, we have all the staff and the faculty available to us to help us with that. But we had a little bit more freedom in how we got there. And that played a huge role in building my confidence, or rebuilding my confidence in my ability to learn. And it gave me hope. It taught me that I did have the opportunity to be successful. So all of that kind of came together. And thanks a lot for that, Mom, for figuring
pleasure.
out what it was that I needed.
Well, let me tell you,
me out with that.
we're going to give you a chance sometime in the future, either virtually or in person, to come to Mind and tell that to the kids right now who are getting the same experience. And I'm very proud of that school, being the head of communications for the board. One more question for you, then I'm going to conclude with Lisa and Karima. What's it been like to be part of the cast? I mean, you've had a very interesting, successful career as an actress, but to be on a hit show like Transplant, filmed in Montreal, they make it look like it's in Toronto, and it's now not only on CTV, it's on NBC, it's on Netflix. You're probably getting recognized at the grocery store by now. What's it like?
Not too much has changed in my day-to-day life, if I'm honest. Like, I decided to go back to school and study interior design a few months ago because I like to learn new skills and have other skill sets. It was definitely a fantastic opportunity as far as, my career is concerned. It was my acting school in a massive way, being able to work on a character and character development in that sense. And of course, just being back in Montreal and just feeling at home in that way was also really kind of nice.
And I guess one additional question: how many people have come up to you for medical advice?
Nobody.
Really?
Thank goodness, because I know nothing. So.
Is it that you're sure? I mean, I've been glancing at a few episodes before this interview, and I'm going to start binging the show. But you could have fooled me. You look like the real thing on TV. Let me tell you.
We have a really great support staff of actual real doctors who stand behind and let us know when we're saying words wrong or holding our tools incorrectly. Like, we're very well supported.
So interesting. Karima, tell us about your career. You direct and write short films, music videos, and branded content. And as I said before, you film as what you film photography. I've been very impressed, as I said, from your website. Tell us what you're up to.
So I have a short film that just finished the festival circuit a couple months ago, and it's just been selected as a Vimeo staff pick. So it's available online to watch. It's called Scaring a Minute at Night. And as that is being kind of like wrapped up, I have some grant funding for my next short. And also Scaring a Minute at Night won a prize that afforded me £30,000 to work on another film. So those are kind of the next two projects that I have lined up that I'll be working on. And that second one will be shot in the UK.
Very impressive. So Lisa, I'm going to conclude with you. First of all, I'm so proud. I'm so pleased that not only did I get to interview you again after all these years, but you brought your two multi-talented daughters here. You must be a very proud mom. Extremely proud.
I'm really excited and happy and grateful. Really grateful of the way they have pursued their career and their lifestyle. Just they have healthy lifestyles. That's another thing. And also their caring nature to others, and also being there for me, of course, for mommy is very very important for me also. And yeah, I'm a very, very proud mom and very, very delighted actually.
And you're in the store right now as we speak, the two of you,
Yes.
you're right there. That's all some of the products that you sell. So what's your parting message for anyone who's watching this that might be interested? They can just give you a phone call. How should they reach out to you if they're interested in potentially the business?
Oh yes, they can contact me by my email or my phone number. My email, I think email is better.
Okay, perfect. Do you want me to, I can include the
My-
email address in the description of the video if that's easier for you, unless you want to whistle it out right now.
Yeah, yes, they can contact me to info@lisaanella.com.
That's easy enough. That's
And
great.
you know, they'll see also on my website the type of services I'm providing, gives them an idea of what they will be discussing or what they're interested in. Yeah.
And by the way, do your daughters come with the sale? Do they get access to your daughters to talk to once in a while? I guess not, eh?
One chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah,
Well,
one free Zoom call.
there we go. That's a pretty good deal. I might take that. Well, thank you, the three of you, for joining me. Elisa, I wish you luck. Karima and Ayisha, I intend on following you. This is not the last time I speak to all three of you, but for the two of you, I intend to follow your careers through the Suburban to show our readers the success of two young ladies who've grown up in our community. Thanks again and all the best.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Great having Lisa, Karima, and Ayisha as my guests on Cohen in the